Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. But this topic I got to do tonight, it's like a public service announcement. I got to do this topic because I did a story today earlier of let me just set the table for you so you know what's up. If you haven't seen it, if you haven't come to my channel, go to IamTimBlack.com and you'll see the full video of this story. Right? So there's a father in Chicago. He's a landlord. He owns a building. Apparently, he was having an issue with his son. Now, his son is a student at Illinois State University, the University of Illinois. I don't know how they think that's how you do it. I don't know. He's a sophomore, an engineering student. For whatever reason, he got into an argument with his dad. He's 19 years old. His name is Quintonio. Quintonio. What's Quintonio's last name? Quintonio LeGrier. And this happened around 4:30 this morning, okay? He was trying to bang down the dad's door, knocking on the door, banging on the door with a baseball bat. He had a baseball bat. So the father calls the police. I guess it was a lot of commotion going on, and the mother, as it was a mother who lived, there is a mother that lived downstairs in the building. The mother was like, what is going on? I guess. And I don't know, maybe he communicated to her. Her name is Bettie Jones. Apparently, he communicated to Bettie Jones that, look, the cops are going to be coming. Look out for the cops for me, please. But don't engage with my son. Don't do it. Now, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know if the shots were in the house. I don't know how this all happened. It's kind of sketchy what we're getting as far as where the cops were when they shot. You know how the police don't like to be totally transparent. I saw there's no dash cam footage. There's no body camera footage that I'm aware of. So, all I know is based on what the officers say, there was an interaction between the officers and Quintonio, where Quintonio was combative with the officers for whatever reason, with his bat. And the officers shot him multiple times. Now, according to some people there, whatever, I don't know who gave this number, but they say that the Quintonio was shot 7 times. Dangerous Quintonio with the baseball bat was shot 7 times. For some reason, I don't know how this happened, but Miss Bettie Jones, mother of 5, who had nothing to do with it, apparently, she opened her door. She was shot in the neck, and she died. All right, so that's the story, guys, and I don't know everything about it. I've read multiple websites, the Chicago Tribune, NBC, Chicago, something, there's a few other sites. Some have more information, some have less, but that's basically all we have. A lot of what you're going to read, if you look it up, you'll find that the families of both victims or both deceased, there's no debate that Miss Jones was an innocent bystander, that she had nothing to do with the domestic violence call that the father made, that she did not attack police, she was not weaponized, she was, as far as everything I've read nothing at all that gives me the impression that Miss Jones did something to the officers that weren't getting shot in the neck. In fact, there were some bullet holes in her building, in her walls, inside of her apartment. One of her children heard the shots, ran to the front room, and saw Mom laying in a pool of blood. Mom could not talk. She was shot in the throat, but she was breathing. But later, she died due to her wounds. Okay. Quintonio was also deceased, as I stated. Now, the mother of Quintonio says her son was a good kid. He wasn't in trouble. He was an engineering student. He had good grades. he was on medication, and they were talking about taking him back and getting on medication again. He got into an argument with his mother like a day prior, but violence ensued from it. It was a verbal altercation. She doesn't understand why he needed to be shot numerous times. Good kid, once again. They don't know what happens. Okay, so that's the setting of the table for you guys. The number you call is 323-870-4064. At least I hope the number you can call is 323-870-4064. I never really know because I got a bad phone service I'm using. And yeah, I'm going to start telling everybody not to use them. But anyway, try to call up, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you on live so you can voice your opinion on the air for everyone. Here's the thing, guys, man. Look, why are we calling police? Meerkat. Any Meerkat people here? Where are my Meerkat people? It's a holiday, but it should have some more Meerkat people here. I don't know. Meerkat. All right. Why are people calling police? I mean, with all the information that we have in this day and age, when we know what happens, why are we calling police and being surprised when they show up and shoot people? You know damn well now that this is not a movie. It's not a movie. When officers show up at the scene because you called them, we know that when they show up there, they're there to deal with shit. They're getting pumped up in the car. They took the information. First of all, the information you give dispatchers is always limited. They're not going to tell them, look, man, look. Dispatchers are not going to waste time telling the officers, look, we need you to go to this area. There is a family there, a loving family. They have a son who is a very nice guy. He's an engineering student. He's never been in trouble. He's just, a little loud, but they would like you to be very nice to him and gentle and know that he's a good kid. And please go stop by and just see if you can help him calm down. Maybe you could give him a massage, buy him a beer, give him some green tea. That's not the conversation that the dispatchers have with the officers. When you call up and say, this guy's acting like a damn fool, he got a baseball bat, he's trying to break down my damn door, please come get him. The dispatcher tells the cops something like, we got a crazed man with a bat at a residence threatening to hurt people. Number 1 male. Go see him. That conversation is pretty short like that. I don't understand why people need to call cops. What people are thinking. You watch too much TV. You watch too much TV, too many not reality shows, too many fake shows where you see officers showing up on the scene and being real delicate with people, having conversations. Oh, buddy, come on, buddy. Okay, look, put down the baseball bat. You got so much to live for, and your mom loves you, your dad loves you, we all love you. It'd be a shame for you to risk all that, lose all that. Aren't you in school, buddy? Aren't you in school? We really want you to. Hey, George, give me some pizza up here. You like pepperoni? Order my pizza. Jerry, get his girlfriend on the phone. See if she can come by here. Hey, we all want to. We're all here for you. Quintonio, we're here for you. That's movies. That shit ain't real life. In real life, cops are in the car, checking their vests, getting their guns loaded up. Man, I ain't had nothing. I ain't had no mix-up all week. Go in there and bust some heads, man. Other cops like, man, I'm tired of this bullshit. I got things to do. I got this dumb call. We got to go on this stupid call with this idiot. No one's your friend. Your friends, when you call cops, you are calling people who are there to basically just in the bullshit. And if they say, put down whatever you got in your hand and you don't, if it's any type of object that they can say was threatening, they're just going to end this real quick with a couple gunshots. Period. What other evidence do you need besides your eyes? Dads, moms, spouses too. What else do you need? What other evidence do you need? This day and age in 2015, I don't care what color you are, unless you are a complete shut-away hermit, right, with no access to social media, television, no radio or print, could you be under the impression that cops don't shoot people, even good people? You cannot be so delusional or unaware that when cops show up on the scene, they ain't got time to talk to your ass. Stop watching these shows and get these dumb ideas in your head. All right. I'll talk more later. Let me bring some callers in. Hey, you're live, Tim Black. Who's this?
This is Tobin Thorne.
Tobin.
Hello?
Tobin. Hey, yeah, I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I would agree with you on this regard. I mean, I don't live in a very urban neighborhood, but you're right. I mean, I question who called the cops. You're right. I mean, if it was me and I was his mom's or his dad's, I'd call maybe uncle or somebody bigger, maybe slow the boy down, settle him down, get a hold of him, maybe slow him down. But you got to believe that when a cop show up and they see a kid with a baseball bat and they don't know what's going on, somebody's probably going to get shot. So I really don't know why the hell they called the cops. Maybe they didn't feel like there was anybody else that could help them.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they did it either. I don't know what they were thinking, Tobin. I'm looking at it sort of like you do. I mean, we know now, we all pretty much are aware that officers are not there to have long conversations.
No.
You know?
No. The negotiator, the cop negotiator, he's stuck in his bed. He's in the suburbs right now. You ain't dragging his ass back to the city to talk to this kid. I mean, I don't know. I think that life has become so cheap, and for cops, that, you know what, he's a hassle, he's a problem, we're going to put him down, and we're going to call it a day. It's pretty hardcore, but apparently it's the way it is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. My only thought process is, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never, on the playing the devil's advocate on the other side, had a bat. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if the neighborhood was a little bit more together, maybe they could have done something more for him, but apparently they, at this point, felt like there was nothing they could do except call the cops. But they had to know. I mean, I hate to say this because it sounds terrible, but look at it this way. If you know that someone may die because of your actions, you're guilty of murder, of homicide. Well, guess what? If you've got somebody running around with a baseball bat or in your house and they're a little angry and maybe they got problems mentally, everybody has problems, especially, I mean, I hate to say it, but, you call the cops and you say, hey, the guy's got a gun, and it's a fake gun, but it's, heck, the cops call, and, you need to give these cops more information maybe or something, but for them, they're just walking into it blind, and from the other side, I wish the neighborhood had done more for the boy. That's all I got to say. I mean, I don't want to, run your show. You run a good show, and I subscribe to your YouTube channel, try to keep up, but, I like the perspective.
Hey, man, well, thank you, Tobin, man. Thank you for being here, and thank you for sharing your thoughts, man. I agree with you. I wish they would have did something different, anything different than what they did, man. But thank you for subscribing, my. Give it up for Tobin, man. Only got one speaker working. Let me try to fix that real quick, guys. The reason why I only got one speaker working. Okay, I see what happened. I'm good now, I think. I hope I'm good. Let me check. I want to make sure I pick you guys up good when you call. All right. So let me take my friend Kim. Yeah, but Tobin, I appreciate you, man. That was a good call. And I know how it is. You feel bad saying that to someone who lost a child. You don't want to blame them for the death of their own son. But come on, man. Look. I said it. Tobin saying it. With all due respect, sir, you fucked up. All right? All right? And let this be a message to any other parent out there, any spouse, any wife, any husband. And we're going to get into that, hopefully, as well. Some people will be, kind of express themselves on the domestic side, because this was a domestic disturbance, a home disturbance. A lot of stuff falls under the domestic disturbances. But once you make that phone call to the police, it's out of your control. Remember, the information that you give dispatchers may not translate well to police officers. They don't tell them all that stuff. All right? They just tell, we got a number one male, he's got a bat, he's threatening to hurt people, it's 4:30 in the morning, and people are afraid. They show up. They're under no obligation to go hand-to-hand combat with your boy who you know the man, the young man is on medication. Damn it. All right. I'm trying not to get too pissed, but I'm pissed about it. This situation, the father knows the son is on medication. Damn it. I'm tired of doing these shows on the same topic. Hey, Kim, how you doing?
Man, I slept late and I had to wait.
Let me see if I can get you straight. There we go, Kim. How you doing?
Man, not good. I slept late and I wake up to this shit. Man, I can't get a break.
Right.
Hey, man, I've been saying this for like the last 10 years. Don't call the police. But before we get into this, I think there's some issues with your Meerkat. They want to make sure it's streaming properly.
Oh, it's not?
Yeah, I think they're having some issues there.
Okay, thank you, lady.
You're welcome.
Wonder why nobody's on here. I'm like looking at it. I don't know. Go ahead, Kim. Say thank you very much, but go ahead and make your points, lady, while I get this crap fixed.
Well, you have said pretty much it all, but I'm going to tell you what I was thinking inside, because I do a lot of reading and a lot of research, and I can only speak for the black community because I'm mainly around African Americans, and the pulse of the black community, we're going to end up going back to doing what we used to do back when my grandparents was alive. We stay away from them. We don't call them. We don't go to their schools. We don't go in their stores. We just stay away because we know we are enemy number one. We should already know that. But that's what's going to end up happening. We know that in 99.99% of the situations that we're going to get fucked off. So just stay away from them people, man, because you'll get killed. And I had seen a case like this where it was a white kid. He had the same issues as this young man. Pretty much they were even killed, and he was having a psychotic break, and it was actually filmed, and they came in shooting him. I mean, like, It's like, it's ridiculous. So in the dominant society, enough of them have to get killed in order for some type of change to happen. But in the African American community,
I don't care what's going to happen. They're going to keep killing and kicking our ass. Now, up here in Northern California where I live at, we've been getting quite a bit of Asians getting killed for the same thing. And they are utterly shocked because they are so detached from our community, which I can understand. I don't hold that against them at all. And it's happening quite a bit. And they is pissed off about it. And I was reading, I do so much reading, I can't tell you what state I was reading from. In one state, what they successfully did was, because so many people kept getting killed for this psychotic type of stuff, is that they have a whole unit for that, where they know how to deal with people with psychological issues. Right. 9 times out of 10, they can pull up their name. They know what's going on with the person. They can talk them down. Police might be the first person they call. They already know to retreat back. They already know to call the crisis unit and all this type of stuff. And I don't know why they won't implement this. This country has all this money to go in other people's countries and kill them and take their resources and stuff, but all of a sudden there ain't no money to take care of stuff like this. This country is third world. This is how I look at this country. This is a third world country. This country is very barbaric, and I have to be honest with you, I'm not a very fearful person, but the way I've been conducting my life lately, I conduct my life with a great deal of caution. I don't have a lot of people come to my house. I live up in the hills. It's just like I'm trying to think of every way I can to have less human contact with people that may want to possibly hurt me. So if the cop's gonna shoot me and hurt me, then my own might be jealous because me and my husband drive a Hummer. We might get shot too. So it's like, fuck.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Right.
And it's very sad and painful that I had to wake up to that, because I had did a marathon show last night for 6 hours, and I said I'm gonna crash and burn, and then because I was gonna plug in with you, and it's like, what? Wow, it's really sad. I can imagine the mom would be very pissed off. Woo. It's like, your son got some issues. There could have been another way to deal with this. Really.
Right.
Really. So sad.
Absolutely. Sad. Horrible.
It's breathtaking. The killings, I've never seen stuff that just it's taking me away. And I don't get surprised that much, but I'm getting surprised. It's like, hey, man, we can't breathe. And I have to get in tune back with God. It's like, God, what are you trying to tell us? We have to stop this bullshit. Something has to be done. And it's the whole human family. It's not just the cops. We all have to do something. So what I'm thinking of as I'm talking to you is that we have to sit down with our individual families and basically say, well, if we get in conflict, I'm going to just lock your ass in the garage and then let you just, I'm serious. Until you just pass out in there or something like that. It's like I don't even know. Or just if somebody act crazy in the house, I'm just going to get in the car and leave until you cool off and call. You all right? You okay? I don't know. Or do we build I'm a welder. I tell you what, I'm going to build a metal box. And if one of my relatives act crazy, we just going to shove their ass in that box, put it on lockdown. There's not enough room, to move around till they cool down. And then we'll let your ass out. But you need to calm the fuck down. You really need to calm the fuck down. Because we don't need the police coming to our house. Please. Woo!
God damn it. All right, kid. Crazy, girl. But you got a good point, though. You make a good point. We need to find alternatives. I don't know what the alternative is going to be, but we got to choose one.
Yes, we do. Would you please put me on mute?
Yeah, I will do that, Kim. Thank you so much for your call, lady. I appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
You got it, lady. Let's give it up for Kim, y'all. Hey, what's up, Meerkat people, man? I realize Kim told me that I had some problem with Meerkat, so I had to reboot a couple things and get you guys straight. I think this is my friend. JB? Hey, you're live with Tim Black. Who's this? I'm going to put you on hold then, let you just listen to the show. Domestic disturbances. You know what? If you're a father or a mother and you have problems with a child, you got to find another alternative, man. Another alternative to calling the police. Look, I know that people can get on your nerves. Your children can get on your nerves. But you know what? You don't want to be responsible for their death. So what we're going to have to do is we have to come up with some alternatives, some things we do instead. We cannot let the fact that we're right and they're wrong drive us to make a phone call to the beast. I'm sorry, guys. That's how I see it. We call them police officers like they're your buddy, your partner. I don't, actually, I have a knee-jerk thing where I say I'm sorry. I don't really mean I'm sorry. I mean if I hurt your feelings, it hurts your feelings, but you need to hear that because this is like my 8th time. Like various videos I've done, I say the same thing. I give the same advice. And still I keep doing the same videos and have to give the same advice. And I guess, I'm not that popular. Not everyone has seen my videos. Some people, I don't know, maybe you don't believe me. You think I'm joking. You think officers show up on the scene at your house after you've called. First of all, let's get something straight. When you call 911, that's an emergency line. That means your ass is in danger. Or someone's breaking the law. Right? It doesn't mean you're just having an argument. It doesn't mean let me settle this domestic dispute with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your spouse. That's not what it means. It's not an arbitrator. You're not calling someone to arbitrate like, who's right and wrong and who should shut up or who should go away for the night or no shit like that. Or who needs to learn a lesson. Cops are not there to teach lessons. Cops are there to restore order and put people in prison. And a lot more often than Fox News would have you believe, they're there to call paddy wagons and to fill up mortuaries. And if that's not the case, they sure are making it look that way. I mean, if it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, I'm going to have to call it a duck. So, knowing this information, knowing that I'm not telling you nothing new, this is something we should all know. But just in case, people need more convincing. All right? Y'all know me, I try to be a bridge. I'm thinking I'm doing a good thing by being a bridge between all colors of people, all backgrounds of people. But let me tell you, man, I did a story a few months ago, maybe 6 months ago, that I think Tobin, or was it Kim? Somebody referred to it. One of my callers, one of you referred to it. It was a white kid, got the same situation. Person was shocked. Oh, my God, I can't believe cops came in here and killed my son. Yeah, him too. Cops will come kill white kids too. Equal opportunity. It's just that we seem to get more of the opportunity, but you can get that opportunity too. And what he's saying, Asians are getting killed in LA, California? Yeah. Cops don't have time to wrestle with your ass. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that's what you get. I'm saying, let's not get that. So anybody who might have an argument this weekend, New Year's is coming up. This is timely. New Year's is coming up. People are going to drink more than they should. You know how people do. Some of y'all drink. If you don't drunk and pass out drunk, you feel like you ain't had a good time. Okay. Well, you know what? If you go home drunk or if you drink at home or whatever, you get in an argument over who shot the sheriff or who slept with who or what happened or did you touch a girl on the ass or whose number is this or why didn't you answer your phone, and it escalates. It would behoove you to sleep on the couch or to sleep elsewhere. It would behoove you not to pick up a phone and call up cops. The money you save or the life you save may be your own or your spouse or your sons or your daughters. Shit that could be avoided. We got to be proactive in protecting our lives, and the lives of our loved ones. Because you know what? You can't get your son back. And let me say this for dads. I'm going to say this, man. Don't be a punk ass call the cops on your son. It'd be better you whip your son's ass and call cops on him. You see, some people got this weird stuff in their head. Like I seen it. Yeah, I called the police for them to teach you a lesson. You can't break law and break the dummy. The history of the police is not that of a parent or home disciplinarians. They're not an extension of your home, your child rearing. That's not what they're there for. Now, don't get me wrong. There may be some officers that'll do something cool like that, help your child learn a lesson. Give him a good talking to. I understand that. I've seen that show too. And I know that guy exists. But you never know what you're going to get, do you? You may get that guy, that great guy, that great woman who sits there with him and says, you are lucky you got this parent that's doing this for you, and you need to that's a good, a good role model, interested in the kids, haven't been on the force long enough to be too screwed up, haven't walked in and found a pedophile molesting children or a baby in a microwave yet, haven't seen enough crackheads beating a kid with a hammer to death yet. I still have not been so screwed up by the job. Haven't been mentally damaged. Remember, there are a lot of reasons why cops are the way they are. Because I know, like my brother, my older brother. I remember when he was a fireman, and he loved being a volunteer fireman until one day they were responding to a fire in the apartment, and everything was cool. And they were just checking the house out, checking everything out. And he lifted up a mattress, and under the mattress was a baby burnt up, a toddler. He quit being a fireman after that day because he kept seeing that. Wasn't for him. He loved the camaraderie. He loved helping people. But he could not mentally get past what he saw, and he didn't feel it was worth it. That was him. All right, so people see things. And I know that's not exactly the rhetoric you're going to get, all the time on the internet when it comes to stories like this. But that's why you tune into this channel. You want a different perspective, right? All right? And also, you never know the officer that you get and what he had saw earlier that day. All these things come into play that we don't even talk about in polite society for some reason, or in polite society. But we don't talk about it. That's important, right? He could have just came back from some situation he dealt with that got him all pumped up and had to whoop somebody's ass. Now here he come to you. What happens? I don't know what people think cops are supposed to do. But back to the dads. Don't you call cops on your son. Knock his ass out if you got to. And yeah, I know you might go to jail, but you know what? Hey, look, I'm not telling you that out of somebody who don't know. My son's 17 years old. I'm 6 foot. He's 6'1.5". I'm 230. He's 240. But you know what? I knock his ass out before I call the cops on him. Because I'm not going to kill my son. They might. That's the way you need to be thinking. Don't let my next video of a child getting killed by a cop that the parents called be about you or be from you. That's all I'm asking. But yeah, I saw it was a white family. Kid was off his medication, losing it. Jeremy wouldn't calm down. Had something, I think he had a steak knife or something. And cops came, and one cop tried to talk, try to get him to chill out. He wouldn't. Another cop came and like, look, just grab him, tase his ass. They tased him. That shit didn't work correctly. They shot him a couple times. He died. That was it. Nothing happened. You didn't hear about it, did you? Typically, you won't. The fact that we're hearing about Quintonio, and Bettie Jones, hey, look, and we're not even talking about Bettie Jones yet. Betty Jones had nothing to do with it. So that's a whole nother element of the story that I haven't even touched on. But I'm going to touch on it because it's only respectful, because that mother had nothing to do with your situation with your damn son. Miss Jones just happened to live in the building that you're the landlord of. See, I could really crucify Dad's ass right now. You got two people killed. You got your son killed and Miss Jones. Now, we could blame the officers. Sure, we could blame them, which is what most people are going to do. And I blame them too. They shot the gun. They could have done something else, right? I do feel that way. I feel like they should have done something else. I wasn't even there, and I feel like they should have done something else. Because officers have options, you know? Officers have phones, they have billy clubs, tasers, and they have more officers. They always have the option over the suspect who's unarmed. Even though you said, well, you could kill someone with a bat. Yeah, I know, but if it's like 3 and 4 officers, what really? I mean, come on, man. Y'all watch too much Jackie Chan. What is he going to do with that bat? Really? I mean, really? I mean, I don't want to get hit with a bat either. I don't. Well, listen, you got multiple tasers going on. Let's tase the hell out of him. But we got to do something besides shoot him 7 times and kill a woman in the building downstairs. Come on, man. But once again, this is Chicago, right? This is Chicago where this happened. We got Miss Jones' family on the Miss Jones' family tore down this Christmas. They were just there celebrating Christmas dinner. And now they're dealing with this. Mom, Miss Jones, according to what I read, battling cancer, beating cancer. And she gets killed in her own damn house. That's a damn shame, man. I'm sorry. That's a damn shame. Mom fighting cancer, fighting for her life, dies in the doorway of her own home because you can't calm down your son. It's horrific, man. Y'all hear me talking, Meerkat? That's horrific. I don't know what's up with Meerkat. Maybe Meerkat on the blink too. I don't know. Y'all feel me? I don't get it. I don't get it, y'all. Y'all feel me? Cops are judge and executioner nowadays, said rock star. Yeah, they are rock star, and they should not be. But I think they always were. I think cops always were judge and executioner. It's just that we are more keenly aware of what's going on. I mean, I always heard these stories. I heard these stories growing up my whole life. I heard them from my parents about cops, about what they dealt with. My mom from New York, my father from D.C. Big cities. This is not new. We think it's new. Well, I don't think it's new. You think it's new. A lot of people think this shit is new. It's not new. Black people have been talking about police brutality since the day we walked out of slavery. That day, the next day, they were locking us up for some petty shit, trying to get us to work for them to make money for the state so they can rent us out to work on farms owned by white slave masters who no longer could physically enslave us, but now the state could enslave us under the law, under fake hyped up charges, and then rent out our labor. Look it up. That's why I get tired when I hear dummies say stuff like, "Oh, but slavery ended in 1865." What? Look up PBS, Slavery by Another Name. Look that up. And that's not to Rockstar, because Rockstar probably don't know what I'm saying, but I just drop you some serious knowledge. You need to watch that PBS special. This is not new stuff. We need to check ourselves on that. That's because a lot of people grew up in these situations, altercations. Right now, we got a dead mother of 5 who was beating cancer, dead in her own home. Dead in her own home. I always find it funny when they say that, you know, you can't put your hands on your child, but cops can kill your child, and we say something, then we complain too much. You know what I mean? Because I remember that used to be a thing, like, you know, I'll take you out. You know, that was it. What was it? I brought you in this world, I'll take you out. You know? Parents used to say stuff like that. Now you say that, they'll probably lock you up for mental cruelty, threatening a child. But a cop can show up and take your ass out literally. No jokes. Can show up and take you out, and then they'll start a GoFundMe for his ass. Everybody complains, well, just Mike Brown's family and this, you know, Eric Garner's family got all that money. Yeah, what about all the cops who got away with murder? No one talks about that part. Just talk about these one-offs of these, you know, these families where they got paid. Money owed. No one gives money because they like people. You know, stop watching Fox News, y'all. I hope y'all don't. I hope nobody watches me and then watches Fox News for anything other than entertainment and to build a lawsuit or to know just how crazy people think, you know? Because it's so inaccurate. No one pays these families any money because they like these families. They do it because they're legally obligated to do something. That's the only reason why they would do it. Only reason. Or a bribe. But then if you bribe them, it's because the same thing. It's the same issue. Legally obligated. That's the only reason why. Somebody give you no money, man. But you let some people who complain about these situations. Now, if we find out later that this officer had any recourse besides shooting the young man 7 times, then I'll make another video and I'm going to go another way. I don't think he should have shot the young man at all. I just wish it never happened. I mean, I can't imagine how dangerous he was, how many shots it take to bring down a 150-pound. The mother said the son was 150 pounds. You know, 19-year-old, 150-pound kid with a baseball bat. I wonder if 7 shots is what it took. I don't know. But I guess he did good. I mean, they shot Laquan 16 times with a pocket knife. I mean, hell, man. At least they're trying to get better in Chicago. That's an improvement. That's a 9-shot reduction. Right? Come on, we got to give it up. Give it up for Chicago. 9-shot reduction, y'all. They said they only shot this young man. They only shot Quintonio 7 times. At least they're scaling back. You know, that's over 50% reduction in bullets. But on the flip side, they shot an innocent woman. So yeah, they kind of screwed up. Yeah. So I guess we can't give them props. Pathetic, man. Pathetic. And we'll see what happens, man. I'm still surprised that Rahm Emanuel's still the mayor. Like, where's your resignation, dude? Oh, so you'll make your police chief hand in his shit thinking things will calm down. And that's all they're doing. They just hold on till people forget. So now we got this. And now that'll take our attention off Laquan. You know? Rahm, this will take attention off Laquan McDonald and put it on this young man. I would look for soon a case in Chicago to come up that's going to make the cops look good and make the people look bad for some reason, or, you know, cops get hurt where a cop gets hurt to sort of even the scales a little bit. And then, you know, I don't know. I don't trust them. That's all. I don't trust them at all. But see, the thing is, when you don't own anything in your neighborhood, when you don't have any economic power in your neighborhood, this is what you get. You get officers who don't respect you. Because see, that's really what it's about when you go to these other neighborhoods. It's not just color. It's also economics. That's why ownership matters, because if you don't own anything in those neighborhoods, you don't have any power. But see, when you own stuff, that gives you power. When you own stuff, you control campaigns. You can buy yourself a politician. I don't think they own anything on the west side of Chicago. What else I got about this story, guys? I don't know. Bettie Jones, my condolences to her family. I saw the young lady wailing. I saw sister of Ms. Jones. It's just horrible. People crying out physically, just in pain. We're talking blood-cringing cries from family members. Asking the Lord why. Lord ain't got nothing to do with it. This is just police overreacting. I mean, from what I read, he didn't even hit anybody with the bat. Not even his dad. That's what I'm saying. It's like I could see somebody's like really, someone's trying to hurt you, and they're getting at you. I think he was outside the building at the time, or at the door, or something. I don't know. I think he was outside the door. She was at the door looking, or something like that. I'm not even certain he was inside the building at the time with the bat. I think he came there to see Dad and had a bat. Something people might do in a fit of rage. Come to your house, your building with a bat, mad at Dad, But I'm not condoning that. What I'm saying is, I read nothing about the young man attacking officers, that he actually touched anyone. Not the father, not Ms. Jones, and not the police. So I'm just saying, it feels like an overly aggressive thing, that you would have to shoot a young man 7 times when he ain't touched nobody. That's just me. That don't really apply. We know cops are scared for life and limb and all that stuff, all that stuff. And maybe Dad felt like since he owns the building, he's the landlord, he feels it's his obligation to make his son leave. He's waking the whole damn building up. And he felt like he had to call the cops. Maybe that's why I still don't, I still don't agree with the phone call. What? Anthony Cumia. Is that how you say his name? Anthony Cumia. The guy from Anthony and Opie? Best thing that ever happened to Anthony and Opie was my man Patrice O'Neal. So once he left, But Cumia always had a lot to say about black folks and violence and shit like that. And then I see his ass on Mediaite and Live Leak. He's either put his hands on this girl in a domestic disturbance dispute. And she done uploaded the video. And I don't know if it's true or false or just all a play for promotion. I don't know. But, I don't know. That's my thing about the relationship aspects. You uploading video, you're calling cops on people you're dating and you're married or whatever, and it's more retaliation. Woman talking about he tried to strangle her. He strangled her. No, if he strangled you, you'd be dead. He may have choked you out, but he didn't strangle you. Strangled people are dead. They're dead people. Strangled people are dead people. Choked out people are people who got choked out, but they're alive to tell you, hey, I got choked out. Big difference. But that's the thing. We pick up the phone, call the cops. Want to get somebody back. Want to make life hard for them. I call the cops. And then they end up dead. And then you crying. I can't believe they did that. I didn't want them to do that. Just make us life harder. Won't you just be a grown-up and take your ass home? How about that? How about you just go home? How about you just leave for the night? Go spend that over your girlfriend's house. How about that? How about we do that instead of calling cops and then we have somebody in the morgue because you just want to prove a point? Because you are just upset. How about we do that? But see, that's too much like, rights. I tell you, man. It don't make sense, man. Anybody heard about that story? He had a bat, though. Royal Zach said he had a bat, though. Yeah, he had a bat. And microphone weapon. Yeah, if he could have had a microphone, they said, well, the microphone, he could have used the microphone as a weapon. I mean, that's true. That's a good point, guys. He had a bat, but, you know, no matter what he had in his hand, it could have been anything. They could have said that, you know. He had a screwdriver. He had a bottle. He was drinking liquor. He had a bottle. Could hit me with the bottle, kill me. I mean, he could have hurt me with a bottle, right? You know, anything you can pick up, they could say, he had this thing in his hand. He was going to do this crazy, you know. So when do we start looking at and say, well, how much damage can you really do? And we start equating the two. Like, Laquan McDonald had a little pocket knife, and there was like 5 officers there, all with their guns pointed. I saw a homeless man. He had a steak knife. He had stabbed a guy with a steak knife. There's like all these officers, and they shoot this guy like 20 times. It's like, when do we say, you know what? Like, why can't they measure the threat? But maybe these questions don't need to be asked. Maybe we really need to accept that their life is less. The value of life is so low it don't matter. That's basically the answer. The value of life is low. And it's like white life, Asian life, Latino life, black life. Native American life in there somewhere, low too. Maybe that's what it is. And you can't tell me that's not true. I mean, you can tell me, but it won't be true if you tell me that. Because Latinos were never classified as three-fifths of a human being, right? Latinos were never property in America, not property, right? So that's why people say, well, gays. Like, when was the last time gays, got lynched? I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know gays couldn't vote in America. When did gays not get a chance to vote? When did that happen? When would gays get discriminated against getting bank loans so they could buy homes? When did that happen? Well, I always got to have all these comparisons. Like, people want to say, no, I lose more than you. My life's been harder than you. What is this? Why do we keep... But just know, when you come to me with those types of arguments, I got something for that ass, because I'm not going to sit back and listen to that born rhetoric that you got off David Duke's website or Stormfront or something. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm going to hit you with some real stuff. I don't know what the dad's like. Someone said, what about the mental state of the father? And I'm with you. You're right. I would hate to be that guy, but you know what? I refuse to be that guy. I refuse to be him. So, and that's all I'm saying. Tonight's show, maybe somebody, you know what? See, this is the thing. People don't get it. Well, I hope some of you get it, right? But check it out. I want people to understand. It's so important to me to put this message out there. It may mean nothing, but maybe somebody will see this video, and a year later, they'll be in a situation, and they're like, you know what? I'm not going to call them. You know, and somebody could really be pushing your buttons. And you just be like, nah, I'm not going to do it because I don't want nothing to happen. They'll remember this story. They'll remember me sending this message home and driving it home. Why? Because I care, and it's important that you get that information. Because, look, life too precious for this, man. People not going to lose a whole lot of sleep because you lost your child. They'll feel bad for you, maybe. But life will go on. So it's important that we, make sure people get it. I know I've had situations, but see, this is not new. That's what I was telling my guy earlier. This is not a new situation. 10 years ago, I remember I lived in an apartment building, and my upstairs neighbor, they just kept playing this damn music, and I wanted to call the cops so bad. And I had complained to them. You bang on the ceiling, and I went up there a couple times. Over the course of a couple of weeks, they just kept doing it. And I looked at my girl, I was like, man, I ought to call the police, man. But I'm not going to do it. They lucky. I'm not going to call because I don't want nobody to get shot. That's exactly what I said. I don't want nobody to get shot, and that would be on my conscience. If I call the cops go up there, they start running people's names, Somebody got a warrant, somebody try to run, somebody gets shot. Anything can happen. I don't want to be responsible for that over somebody's speakers up too loud. Because stuff like that happens. And I didn't want that to be, and I'm not one of those people that just goes, well, you didn't want that to happen, you should have cut your music down. And just go on with life. That's not who I am. I don't want to contribute to the death of someone else because I'm being a jackass or because they're inconveniencing me, mildly inconveniencing me. Now, you would have to do something serious for me to call cops for that. Now, if I look out my window and you trying to rape a woman or you're trying to, 5 guys are jumping a guy, that's different. Somebody doing something to a kid, that's different. But if you're playing music loud, I'm pissed off and I may have to have that talk with you next time I see you alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, let me holler at you. Let me talk to you for a minute, sir. Brother, let me talk to you. Listen, man, my dad should have cut down, have respect for me, play. I respect you, respect me, that type of thing. But the grown man code, it seemed like the grown man code is out the window. It just seemed like it's out the window, man. People don't respect each other as men anymore. I try to live my life on a code. Some people don't. You know what I'm saying, Meerkat? I know that, but that don't look. Just because other people don't respect the code does not give you the right to relinquish the code yourself. If you know the codes, you know the code. You got to try to live by the code. Right? You got to have a set of principles in your mind that you are going to stick to. Now, you cannot erase the code or that line inside yourself because other people don't have one. Them not having one does not give you the right to erase yours because that's what makes you who you are. So you don't just because this person acts funky, don't mean that gives you a right to act funky or do things that you wouldn't normally do. Because at the end of the day, you got to look in the mirror at yourself. That makes sense? So that's why I do certain things and you do certain things. I'm sure you do certain things. We all do what we do based on our criteria, our personal code of ethics. So anyway, man, I hope Miss Jones' family is going to... It's nothing to say, man. These people are dead. There's nothing I'm saying now can help them at all. All I want to know is if this officer, which I strongly suggest he did act inappropriately, but I have to see it. Maybe it was an officer who all of a sudden gets run up on by the young man, surprises him and runs at him with the bat. That's possible. I'm not going to say that's not possible. It's possible. But 7 times? Like, what was he on? Like, it's just that I just saw Laquan McDonald get shot twice, fall down, and take 10 more, 12 more bullets on the ground. So I'm very, very suspect of an officer telling me anything in Chicago right now. If I saw an officer and I said, "Officer, is it raining outside?" He said, "Yes, it's raining." I'd stick my hand out, feel the water, look at the water, stick my hand back out. Yeah, I'm good. Before I believe him. I just don't believe him. I could be like, what time is it? He say 2:00. And I say, okay. Then I see a little old lady walking by in a walker. Excuse me, ma'am. Eh? She could be hard of hearing. Excuse me, ma'am. Eh? Excuse me, ma'am. Eh? What time do you have? Eh? And she could be damn near blind. I would believe her more than I believe that cop. Whatever she told me, I go with that. That's how I feel about Chicago police officers right now. Chicago police officers right now on my shit list. And for good reason. It's not just because I say I'm just going to hate Chicago cops. I'm just not going to trust Chicago cops. No, because they gave me a vital reason not to trust them. They gave me evidence. They gave me examples It's like it's like your girl cheat on you. You catch her cheating on you. She come home, she got hickeys all over her neck. She smelled like somebody else, cologne. She accidentally put on his underwear. They got mixed up. They both, he a punk dude. They wore the same kind of underwear, but his is a different color. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? She come home with everything all messed up. Stuff in her hair, like in Something About Mary. All that. So this evidence is all that is there. All these things. That's Chicago police right now. And you still got people going, but I don't know. I don't know, man. You're still an officer. I'll give the officer the benefit of the doubt. He's like, maybe she fell down, maybe she fell down in a semen truck hit her. They got in her hair, and then her underwear fell off, and then a wild possum bit her all over the neck. Just then, someone knocked over a vat of cologne and it spilled on her. I mean, there are idiots out there like that. But it's not that they believe the cops. It's just that they're bigots. They're bigots. That's it. They're just bigots. And anything involving black people, they just accept. They root for the other team, no matter what it is. Whatever it is. I don't know how they play checkers. They can't even play checkers. They don't want to be the red man. They got to be the white man. You can't even play checkers with them. They will never take the black checkers. When they take the black checkers, they lose on purpose. It's bigots like that out here, man. So that's not always that they believe the officers. It's just they don't want to believe your ass. Well, how did the officer get there then? He must have flew. Well, it's possible. I mean, it's possible he can fly. It's possible. I mean, we do believe in evolution, so it's possible he grew wings. I got to wait for more information. But no, someone threw a hand grenade. But I'm waiting for new information. What information do you need? He shot this kid 16 times. Maybe a drive-by. Maybe he shot the kid one time like he wrote in the report, and then a drive-by Crip, thug, Negro shot him up the rest and then drove away. See, I need more information. How do we know what we saw is what we saw? Maybe what we saw is not what we saw. We just think that's what we saw. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? That's what they do, Stop calling damn police. Don't call them. See, by and large, most of the people that subscribe to my channel, they believe their eyes. I show them a clip, they believe it. Some of them be on the fence like, oh, I don't know, Tim, I don't know. Because they saw an old-ass video I did where I was like being funky with a title and made the title look all bad. Need to delete some of those. Trying to get viewership, trying to grow my brand, think I'm going to get more people to come watch my channel, and then I get them with the truth. Hit them with this weird title shit, and then in the video, be real, They didn't watch the video, just saw the title. Oh, I like him. He seems conservative. Like that fat bastard Wayne Dupree. I like him. So I got some people who are still stragglers. They're hanging around because they think I'm going to come out and be a guy who's going to support cops. No, in that video where that guy tried to rob those people and made people lay on the ground in the restaurant, yeah, he deserved to get shot. I'd have shot him. How you gonna make me and my wife get on the damn ground and lay down and rob us in the damn Waffle House? You damn right I'll shoot you if I got a gun. But nah, man. Nah, buddy. Other than that, I'm not down with no cops just shooting people randomly, jumping on top of people's hoods and shooting 50 times. They got away with that. You know that, right? There was a case where a woman and a man were in a car fleeing from police. The cops backed the car in and stopped the car. And one of the cops, it was like a 10-cop chase. They chased these guys for a long time. And apparently, this couple, they were crackheads or something, drug addicts or something. And one of the cops jumped out the car, ran and jumped on top of the hood of the car and fired into the car about 20 times. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how many bullets or how many guns he had. I don't know. He jumped on the hood of the car and executed these people. They didn't have any guns. They just tried to run. That's all they tried to do is run away. That cop didn't go to jail. Nothing happened. Well, it seemed like it's what he had to do because he was afraid for life and limb. He was afraid of them because they had hit one of the police cars while they were fleeing. He was so afraid he jumped on their car. That's how afraid he was, for real. When was the last time you were so afraid you ran to the danger and jumped on top of it? But that's what people believe. Like I said, they're bigots. They're prejudiced bigots. So now we got a mother of 5. Now, who's going to take care of them kids? She got kids. And I heard one of the ladies crying. She said, Miss Jones, Bettie Jones had kids in high school on honor roll. You know, good mother, XYZ, great mom. Gone, man. So they're going to have to pay Miss Jones' family a whole lot of money, and it's going to be some bigoted jackass online complaining, why did she get all this money? She shouldn't have got money. She shouldn't have, won't know facts. Won't care. I don't know, man. They keep saying that we need to do something about crime in our communities. We do need to do something about crime in our community. But stop changing the subject. Don't change the subject. When I talk about one thing, don't compare that to another thing. When I talk about mashed potatoes, I'm talking about mashed potatoes. Don't go comparing it to succotash, zucchini, spaghetti. No. When I talk about police killing people, right, I'm talking about that. When I talk about crime, I'm talking about crime. When I'm talking about climate, I'm talking about climate. I had somebody saying, guys, they said, well, Tim, what about, you're talking about police brutality. I mean, how many people are killed by cops? I mean, talk about heart disease. I'm like, fucker, what do I know about heart disease? What do you know about heart disease except you don't want to get it? I mean, like, stop eating fast food. There you go, the end. There are a lot of illnesses that people die from, man. A lot of them. That does not negate what I'm talking about, though, with this. This is an issue. Now, you may not see it as an issue until it's you. And that's historically how people look at shit. Until it happens to someone they love, they don't care. It's like that car that you wanted to get, you would die. You say, I really want to get this car. I'm going to be the bomb. I'm going to be the man. I'm going to be fly. I'm going to be on fleek. Boy, I'm going to be a dap. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be dapping it up with this joint. Then you get it, and then everywhere you go, you see somebody with the same damn car. And they probably got a better deal on it than your punk ass. You all excited, like nobody else had that car. Now everywhere you go, you see people with that car. That's how police brutality is. That's how getting killed by cops is. That's how all this stuff is. That's how everything in the news is. When it happens to you, then you'll see how many people are affected by it. I tell people all the time, there are men who die of breast cancer every day. But you never hear about that. But if you were to get breast cancer, you'd be like, what a travesty. I didn't even know you could get this shit, and I'm dying from it. Yeah. Yeah. So respect the brother when he's talking about important issues. My condolences to the Jones family. And, believe it or not, my condolences to the father. He could not see the future. Maybe you guys didn't share with him a video of mine telling him not to call the damn cops. So my condolences to the family and the mother of Quintonio LeGrier. Because that's a lot to carry, and I don't wish that on any family. I want to know what happened. I want to see some footage, which this is Chicago. This is Chicago. They probably erased the shit. Let's keep it real. And once again, I don't want to hear that. Just because that one time, because I think about, because I'm unlike you. When I catch my girl cheating, I think about all the times I probably didn't catch her ass. Unlike your dumb ass. Your dumb ass, you catch him cheating, you go, well, it's just that one time. Not that one time dumbass. That one time How many people do something one time and get caught? You got to be very unlucky to get caught one time and do something once and get caught that one time. That would suck. But most people who get caught doing stuff, they did a lot of other stuff. May not be as bad as that, but she did some other stuff. She was twerking a couple weeks ago. You caught him with a guy. You caught him kissing the dude. Well, you don't know what he did at that bar a week earlier. You know what I'm saying? The boo-booic blood. The boo-booic blood might moist koi fish on the koi fish side of the game. Like my man Corey Holcomb would say. Man, that's how I see it, man. All right, I'm Tim Black, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Fuck political correctness. I'm your guy, Tim Black. I talk about issues, ones that affect black folks and white folks too if you live in the wrong area. I'll be back here tomorrow. Hope you had a good Christmas. Hope everybody's safe. Don't call police unless you are prepared for somebody to die. That possibility is a real possibility. You need to stop thinking it happens to other people. It can happen to you. I'm sure this father did not call up and say, "Hey, police, come kill my son." I don't think that was the conversation. Right? I don't believe that was the conversation. All right? So just bear that in mind no matter what you're dealing with this holiday season, no matter how many drinks Jerry has. Just be responsible, man. Hit me up on Facebook, man. Hit me up on Facebook. Speak on a group. Let me see who's out here, man. Meerkat people, what's up? Y'all feel me? I was just sharing with people some real life advice, man, on Meerkat. Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, we can't see the future, but we gotta be smarter. That's all. We just gotta be smarter. We gotta be smarter. We have to, you hear these stories of things that happen back in the day, of people getting lynched and shit, and we just think those bad people who grew up watching black people get lynched, we just think those people just disappeared off the face of the earth. You just think they just disappeared off the face of the earth, like they're just gone. And you think all the trolls on the internet are just one person with a million accounts trolling, clapping every time somebody black get killed. You think it's just, but really it's not about racism, right? And no, it's not about prejudice or bigotry. It's about power. And when people have the power to kill you and get away with it, that's a bad thing. So, and look, and I'm not down for anybody using that power and killing people and getting away with it. All right, I'm not down for that shit at all. I'm not down for it, whether it be gang related, drug related, cop related. But hell, Wall Street related. And look. Did you know, and I'm just going to add this, I'm going to throw this in here real quick, just to let you guys know, see something to think about. You know what's on the rise, right? White guys killing themselves. You don't think that's in direct correlation to Wall Street taking money out of people's pocket? Their bank collapse, people losing their damn homes, all that stuff. You don't think that has anything to do with it? The economic situation? In a way, these Wall Street bastards, they kill people. Bernie Madoff, those fuckers who did shit like that, Ponzi schemes. I mean, if you work your whole life and then you find out you don't have no money to retire on, and you got to be a beggar after you don't work to put your money away, and there's no recourse. I mean, either you go get a gun and you go see those people, or maybe you use a gun for some other reason. And that's what people are doing. That's what people are doing. People are ending their lives. So I'm not for any one losing their life at the hands of anyone, even themselves. I'm not. But this story here, this could have been prevented, man. So it has me pissed off because, like I said, you don't call the police. Don't do it. And if you're dealing with a woman, and we even get to that, if you're dealing with a woman who likes to pick up the phone and call police on your ass to get you back, you're an idiot. Yeah, you're an idiot. You are a complete idiot. And see, I know a lot of guys want me to just come down on a woman. She ain't shit. She's not. She's scum. She's scum, right? But you're an idiot because if you're dealing with a woman who does that, you know she does that, and you're still dealing with her. See what I'm saying? It'd be different if you didn't know she did that. You're not an idiot until you find out she does it and you still with her. No. Oh, you got to leave her alone. And don't get me wrong, my brother, my younger brother, love him to death, man. That's my brother, but it's closer than that. That's like, that's my heart. He was dealing with a woman for a long time. They've been getting into us. I mean, you better leave that woman. Calling police, y'all end up in jail. Y'all, neither one of y'all gonna have no job. She need a clearance, and you need a clearance, and basically not. I mean, I don't want to put his business out there, but a record was gonna mess up his job, and she got a job in a corporate environment. He not in the corporate environment. He blue collar, but he got a job where you can't have no record, or like you can't be getting locked up for beating up your girlfriend. Put it that way. And I was like, man, this is not a good situation, man. People calling the cops on one another. You cops don't love you. They show up. They're not there to have conversation. They're not there to eat milk and cookies. You offer them a cup of coffee. Making the fucking movies. Would you like a coffee? Gentlemen, would you like officers? Would you like a coffee? No, bitch, I'm here to lock somebody up. Or I wouldn't be here. Where is he at? What is he doing? Where's he at? Show me your hands. Like nobody got time to have conversations with you about whatever. I'm not here to be a marriage counselor. Somebody going to jail. And keep it up. Both y'all going to jail. I mean, that's what I've heard before. Like, all right, go ahead. You called him. You go with him. Don't get that apologizing shit. Go ahead with him. And then when she go, change the locks and put her shit nice and tidily into receptacles so she can pick it up and leave. I mean, I'm just saying, man, we cannot. You're playing with your life if you want in volatile situations where people calling cops. You know what I'm saying? You are violent. That's not, no. No. It's not a good situation. And if you're in that situation, meaning you're aware that you're in it, your mind state should not be, I hope this really gets better. I hope that we can work through it. It should be, you know what? When you work through your issues, holler back at me once I know you're in counseling, you're on medication or something. I'm not going to deal with somebody who's volatile like that. I mean, you got to take ownership of your life, man. I know that young man, no matter what, people say people on medication. Okay, I hear you. Everybody could be on something. I think Tobin said that. Everybody could be on something. Right? But when people pull guns on your ass, you on stupid. If you think that was a plan that he had. Like, if he knew coming to Dad's house in the morning pissed off and banging on the door with a bat was going to put him in the ground, I don't think he would have done it. I think people snap out of crazy. I think some people could snap out of whatever they got going on up here when it's life and limb. And I know that's not true in everybody's case. I know that. But I'm saying, I think a lot of people are not as crazy as they come off. Then they end up in a situation, and then they try to act a little bit more crazy. I don't know what it is, thinking people will treat them better. I don't know. But like I said, I don't trust the Chicago Police Department. I wouldn't let Chicago Police Department pick up my laundry. Like, Tim, hey, buddy, Mr. Black, we really like you. I'm right over here. Want to pick up your laundry? Oh, no, I got it. I don't trust you to do that. No, thank you. I'll get it. You might shoot the laundry man. You go pick up the laundry. They don't get the ticket back in time. You might shoot them. I don't. So you were afraid they were going to spray some starch on you. Starch might get in your eye. You got to shoot them 15 times. No, thank you. I'm good. Tim, we were at the pizza shop picking up some pizza. Want us to pick you up a pizza? No. You might shoot the Domino's guy. Why would we do that? I don't know. Maybe he was a little slow with the breadsticks. He thought maybe he was going to try to strangle you with an oven mitt with fear of life. The Chicago Police Department, you don't need a reason. And people lie on the report. Well, looks like he had the oven mitt in his hand. He had the look in his eye. He said 30 minutes or less, he got nervous and started, ran towards us with his oven mitt. Had to shoot him. We had to shoot him 112 times because, he kept moving. He kept bleeding. The more blood came out, the more we shot because his blood was dangerous. Dangerous blood. All right, guys. I'm crazy tonight. I don't know. I know. Scurry assault starch. That's it. That high capacity assault starch, Liberty. He says, Liberty says scurry assault starch. High capacity starch. Yeah, you gotta be careful with that stuff, man. Oh, Tim, man, you so mean to cops. Look, not all cops. They're good cops out there. You just, it's like they're good cops out there. It's like finding a good daytime drama. Like, I'm sure, I'm sure there's a good daytime show that comes on, like those soap opera shits. I'm sure if I had time, I could find one that was pretty good. That's how I feel about police. I'm sure if I had the time, I could find a good cop. I could. Probably be some guy, that went to high school with me. Always wanted to save the community. But it couldn't be that now because I'm over 40. So, it had to be somebody young, I would think. Who just hadn't, hasn't been indoctrinated yet. Still in that sweet spot of not being indoctrinated but know his job, like in that area. But yeah, I'm sure there's some good cops out there. At least that's what my girlfriend says about her husband. Joking. That's one way to get dead. Mess with a woman whose husband is a cop. Oh, come on, dude. You might as well just cut your wrist. Just do that. That's like, playing with fireworks, covered in gasoline, in the cage with a bunch of pit bulls who ain't ate all week. There's easier ways to kill yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be an easier way to go. So Miss Jones, 57 years old, and actually I think she's 55. I think there was a misprint the first time, and then I read later that she was 55. Mother of 5, looks to have caught a stray bullet because the dangerous baseball bat wielder had to be shot no less than 7 times to put him down because, America. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Well, you know what? I don't love all you guys. I love most of you. Some of you, you know what I'm saying? And some of y'all are crazy. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Come on. Some of y'all, you're trollers. Trolling. You be patrolling me. I don't love the trolls. Let me see if anybody called in. Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Hey, you live with Tim Black. Who's this?
How you doing? It's Lorraine.
Hey, Lorraine, what's going on with you?
I'm listening to you. This is the first time I'm listening, first time I'm calling, so I had a question. When you said, don't call the police, and I was listening to you talking about your neighbors with that loud music. So, what if your neighbors, they had some company. You seen them all come in. They was all drunk up. They started with that loud music again. They was just going on and on and on. And then all of a sudden, you heard them harassing a guy in there, getting ready to pull a Burt Reynolds deliverance movie on him.
Man.
Now, would you go up there and help him, or would you call the police?
A Burt Reynolds deliverance movie. Oh, you talking about like Pulp Fiction?
You remember them? Yeah.
There you go. Because you get, damn, Lorraine, you went Deliverance. That's 1962.
I just heard that movie on the other day. That was 72. Ha ha. 72. It was just on.
Wow, that's a good one. I don't want, you know what? I don't.
But would you go up there? Would you go up there and help?
If I heard somebody about to get, you know what? That's something I don't think I would. There's any way I would possibly know that. If I heard some commotion, like somebody getting attacked, I think I would go up there. Yeah, for somebody getting attacked. I don't think you could, the scenario you paint. I don't know if I'm gonna hear that. Like how am I hear that? Like how am I hear somebody like a guy getting threatened to get raped? That's crazy.
Because they all so drunk and they so loud, they turned the music down and they were just crazy. I mean, they was just too toe up. I mean, they probably, not only was drinking, they probably had took some stuff with it too, or smoking or something. And they was all laughing and acting like they were playing at first, then it got serious.
You know what? If I heard somebody screaming out, I would call the cops for that. Like, you got to call the cops for that. Because...
you ain't going up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I can go upstairs, though. Not for that shit, nah. Because they might be like, then I gotta shoot somebody or something. I don't want to be in that situation.
Well, your neighbors didn't sound like they was the kind to have guns or anything like that. That's why I said,
But I think
was just too many.
I think in your scenario, Lorraine, I think them dudes probably like it like that. They probably playing sex games.
No, it wasn't just dudes in there. I'm saying if it's your neighbors, like it wasn't just dudes. It might have been girls and everybody was all tore up, And then they was like playing it for a joke, and then they got serious on him. And he was like, nah, man, let me out of here. I ain't for that. But then they got serious. Because some people crazy like that.
Man, that sounds, yeah, I know some people crazy like that. You crazy like that too for
I had to get you because you just kept saying, don't call the police. So I had to get you.
All right, Lorraine, you crazy woman. You take care now.
You too.
Let's give it up for our crazy. Anyway. You're making up crazy scenarios where people getting raped, ass raped, and ask me what I would do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I would call the cops for that. Now, look, playing loud music is one thing, but if you raping a kid, raping anybody, you rape and murder, I got to do something. I got to pick up the phone on that shit. The cops can come in and contribute to the murder. But you murdering somebody, which is what it would sound like, I know if it was me, it would sound like somebody get murdered. That would be them or me, because somebody going to have to die because then somebody got to go. Life is precious, but so is your ass. So you got to go out with a fight. I heard some people, well, it's, you don't, I would just, let them, survival is an instinct. It kicks in. Yeah, but it all depends. You want to survive. You're willing to fight to survive, but you're willing to fight too, and hopefully you survive by killing that person. Yeah. Let me try this. Has this person been hanging on all night, or I don't know? Let me make sure. Hey, you're live with Tim Black. Who's this?
This is Rebecca.
Rebecca, what's up, lady?
How are you?
I'm doing good. How was your Christmas?
Oh, we don't really do Christmas as XJWs over here. We don't care. It's just another day.
Oh. Well, hey, at least you didn't have to work, I hope.
That's true. So I'm calling in to say you can't ever call the police. The police are not there to help you. They don't protect and serve you. Even in the case of rape, supposedly, in this fake rape culture, nobody's raping anybody. This is another case of predictive programming getting into women's minds again. I mentioned Girl Rights What before. I'll mention her again. I mean, this is all put into women. When's the last time you really saw somebody get butt raped? The last person I know about personally who got butt raped was an ex-Jehovah's Witness. She happened to be living that life. She was a stripper, been stripping from age 19 to age 34. Supposedly got picked up by a Mr. T-looking fellow, put into a van outside of a supermarket. Now that's on camera. Nothing happened to him, supposedly. Okay. Anyway, the cops aren't your friends. They're not going to have the response time in the case of rape. You just need to go in there and punch somebody, In the case of other people calling the police, don't call the police. My mom's friend called the police on me. It's totally BS. She called for nothing. I had permission to go to her house. I went to go meet my mom there. I parked in her driveway. You know what I picked up? Trespassing charge and an assault charge that I didn't do. She said I scratched her, pushed her, I don't know, all kinds of stuff I didn't do. I couldn't even hear it. At the end, she said I put my head in her dog door and was looking around. And, it reminded me, of something I should have been screaming, here's Johnny, or I don't know, what comes next after that? I still have to deal with that. And my witnesses, my mom stood there dumbfounded. She didn't say a word in my defense or otherwise. She's a witness, okay? And my husband, and you know what happened to him? He got pulled away from me instantly and got put in the back seat of a car. He was not allowed to say anything. Did I get a phone call? No. There's no due process. Liberty said it. There's nothing. I didn't get a phone call. They hung up and said, these are out of service. You'll get your phone calls once you get inside. I got a solitary confinement for 72 hours inside, and then protective custody, and then a 5150, and I haven't been able to appeal. All this because somebody's an ex-Raiderette, no man having hater, drinking haterade? No. Never call the police.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Somebody got raped in the building I lived in, man, and she was a next-door neighbor. And her people, they were very upset with us because they thought we knew something. But if I would have heard something, I would have did something.
Right, you step in as a neighbor, but the police, they're not going to respond to that in the right way.
Oh, shit.
That's my opinion, I guess. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. I wish they would have caught that person. I mean, because it happened outside it happened outside in the back of the buildings. I wish I would have heard it. But I didn't, and it's what it is. But look, Rebecca, I appreciate your call, lady.
Thank you again. Keep on doing what you do.
You know it, lady. Give it up for Rebecca, man. Give it up for her. Yeah, man. I mean, I understand what you're saying. By and large, how I feel, man, but I just, I would never call the police for anything petty. Put it that way. Some shit you got to call on if you need that report. You get robbed and you need that thing, to prove that they took your shit. I lived in a building once in a bad neighborhood where we got robbed like 3 times. And the third time, we were able to get out our lease. But without police reports, we wouldn't have been able to get out the lease because we can't just say you got robbed. You got to show proof. So there are occasions where you might need to call, but typically I agree with Rebecca. It's a clerical reason, But I still wish that the woman who got raped outside that building that time in Capitol Heights, Maryland, at Fox Club Apartments, if anybody knows Maryland, if you know the area, Prince George's County, I wish that I just felt bad because that was a nice lady and I knew her, and I believe that that's what happened, and she was not a stripper or nothing like that, And her sons and daughter, they were, they just couldn't believe that no one knew. Anyway, all right, guys, that's a very, very sad note to end the show on, but hey, I got to end it. Shout out to all my callers, everyone who called in tonight, Rebecca, Tobin, Kim, what was this? This is an off night, Off night. But I appreciate all my people in the Wolf Pack who tuned in, man. Liberty with a license, When I Rap. Brooklyn's in the house. Saw some other people. I actually saw some new faces, man. Mega Hawk, Pit Horse, Joseph Labonte. Look at that. We use up that whole line. That's good. I love when we use that whole line up. Large Money. Damn, this bitch is slut. Man, that's crazy. King Desmond. These people are wild. These people are harsh, man. I don't know what's going on with y'all, man. So I don't get a chance to read the comments. It would be rude to be reading them like that while I'm doing the thing. But y'all crazy in that chat room, man. Y'all on the koi fish side of the game. All right, man. Shout out to the 5150 show, my man Corey Holcomb, good guy, man. And shout out to Boyce Watkins for being the punk ass that he is, who wouldn't admit I was right when I corrected him for making them 5-6 videos about Umar Johnson, and then defending the reporter on R. Kelly that I had to say she did a sandbag job. But you know, it is what it is. I'm your man Tim Black. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right here. Go to IamTimBlack.com to see the streaming show. Go to TimBlackTV.com. And like Rebecca said, I'm gonna keep it going. And like Kim said, I don't love them popos. Peace.